How to promote, market, and sell NFT art with podcasts. Full tutorial. Hey guys, so for today's video, I am going to show you how you can market, sell, or promote your NFTs with podcasts. So if you want to learn more, then just keep on watching. So if you're still struggling to sell your NFTs and you're currently looking for ways to grow and promote your project, one of the things that you can try to do is getting on a podcast for increased PR. So getting on a podcast may be daunting at first since you're going to have to really put yourself out there and talk about your collection. However, it is still a big opportunity for you. This is because the NFT space, particularly for podcasts, are constantly looking for people and new and exciting things that they could be talking about for their audience. So today I am going to give you some tips on how you can present yourself to these NFT podcasts and shows in order to potentially land one. So first, why should you get yourself into other people's podcasts? So according to some studies, it has shown that people who listen to podcasts in general are more educated and also wealthier on average. Now, you might want to be noticed by people who are smart and wealthy and are investing in blockchains, NFTs, or crypto. So if these people seek podcasts about those topics or content, you can have the chance to raise your profile with the right kind of people. Second, podcasts allow you to talk about your projects or collections in depth. So a common problem with social media platforms like Instagram or Twitter is that once you put content up, it can be gone from people's reach within a matter of seconds. So for podcasts, people really commit to listening to them. Whether it's 30 minutes to an hour long, you can give your audience so much value and you can educate them or tell them stories about your collection or your background. With sharing and in-depth content, it can be easier for you to get them to really strongly buy into you as a person and connect or bond with you. Another reason that we've mentioned earlier is that podcasts are always looking for guests that they can invite to their show. So it doesn't matter how big or popular a podcast is, they also struggle to get people on, especially if they have to put an episode up each week. So another reason is that podcasts can blow up easily, especially when a famous NFT personality or influencer shares an episode to their social media accounts and followers. So what's great about podcasts is that people listen to them one after the other. So if they get into it, they wouldn't just listen to one or the latest episode, but most likely they will go back and re-listen to all of them or the oldest episodes as well. So another question is that what type of podcast should you target? So you're going to have to think about your target audience and you have to figure out which people or the demographics that would be interested in buying your NFTs. So it's also not just about finding the right podcast for you, but also for the host of the podcast itself and their listeners. So you can look for podcasts that talk about crypto or NFTs specific ones. So once you have identified all of those, you can now go and search for podcasts that you can guest in. So you can go to Google and search for lists of NFT podcasts, or maybe type in top NFT or crypto podcast, and you can do your own research about which podcast can be worth your time or which ones are people really enjoying right now. So there aren't really a lot of NFT or crypto podcasts as of the moment, but it is still important to filter your choices out. So you can listen to some shows and their episodes, check if they share the same audience as you, and ask yourself if you like the podcasts and its hosts, and also check the way they promote their show. So now that you are familiar about these NFT podcasts, you can now start on strategizing how you can approach these podcasts and invite yourself to their show. So first thing you have to do is research about that particular podcast, because if you only provide one generic email for all of these podcasts, chances are you won't be chosen to be a guest or they won't pay attention to you. So you really have to put in the time and effort into your proposals. So one of the most famous NFT podcasts right now is The Nifty Show, so you can try and evaluate their podcast, see if they are the right podcast for you, and also think if it would be possible for you to guest on their show. So here on their website, you can read about what their show is about, as well as some other details of the hosts of the podcast. So aside from that, you need to get some information on the tone of their show, if it is a serious one or if it is a fun one. You also have to check out the topics that they have covered in the past, just in case that they have already covered the topic that you would want to talk about if ever you become a guest in the future. And you also have to check how often they post an episode in their show. So to get all of these information, you can also go to their social media accounts and not just their websites like Twitter, Instagram, or Discord. So now that you have done your research about them, it is now time to write a winning email that is attention grabbing and will stand out from the rest. So, with writing an email, it can be hard to create a compelling proposal with words alone. So, one thing that you can do is to film a short or brief video that you will include in your email proposal. So, it doesn't have to be long or well produced. All you have to make sure is that the message is short and concise and one that can be persuasive enough for the podcast to actually invite you as a guest on their show. So, a way you can structure your pitch is that first, make a thumbnail image that you can include in the email. Next thing is to personalize the image and link the image to the video that you have made. So, this just ensures that everything looks professional and well prepared. As for the video itself, you can start by talking about the problem their audience might have and unpack the issue, and then talk about how you can solve that issue. So that is a way you can promote your NFT's purpose and your story as well. So, for example, here we have a podcast named Talk Too Much Podcast, who invited the creators of the NFT project called World of Women on their show. So, here they talked about the purpose of the project. So, Miss Yam, the creator of the collection, noticed that the NFT and crypto industry was turning into an industry that is dominated by men. So, the reason why she started this collection is to emphasize the diversity and inclusion in the NFT space. So in your case, you can go into a little more detail on how you're going to unpack all of these in the show. But then again, in your proposal email, keep everything short and concise. And then finish your video with a call to action or something that will urge the hosts to do something after they watch your video and have read your email proposal, like contacting you for a short chat or a video call to talk about your project in depth. So aside from podcasts, you can also look into YouTube channels that you can guest on. Again, same procedure. You just have to go to YouTube, check out podcasts or commentaries about NFTs, NFT art, or the crypto in general. And you can go ahead and watch their videos, see if you like it, their show, the hosts, and do your own research as well on their channels and how often they post, or if you have the possibility to guest on their show. So just remember, these podcasts are always looking for people who can give their show more substantial and quality content, no matter how small or big the followings are of an NFT creator. So with providing a well-thought proposal, you can guarantee them that you will provide a quality contribution to their show. So that concludes our video for today. I hope that you guys have learned something from the tips that I gave you. So good luck on promoting your NFTs, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching!